watching AppleTechBeast.
This is AppleTechBeast with a RAM installation guide for the MacBook Pro 2012 or mid-2012 models, and I'm sure this will sort of give you an idea of what it will be like for all the previous generation MacBook Pro unibody laptops as well. So if you haven't got a mid-2012 laptop, then I wouldn't worry too much. All you will need for this installation guide thing is some screwdrivers, and the one specifically that you'll need to work well will be a Phillips 00 or 00. It's a tiny little screwdriver. Can't really show you much detail what that's like, but in this Lindy Precision tool set here that I've got, it's about £5.90 in the UK. It's the yellow one if you've got this. You can buy this off Amazon. It's brilliant, just a little set, really high quality, and yeah, it comes with a load of different sort of screwdrivers that you might need in computer things, but that is basically the only screwdriver we'll need, because they're the only screws that are in the laptop, so I'll throw those over there. And yeah, this is all you need, along with the RAM you will want to install. Now, MacBook Pro unibodies, well, mine specifically anyway, I know that it can have up to 16GB, even though Apple states it can only have 8. But I have got 8 anyway because it's slightly cheaper. Now, this RAM was about £65 in the UK. It's Crucial RAM. It's only 1600 megahertz, but there's no point in having much more for what I do, so, you know, that's what I've got. And yeah, this is how it comes. I'll just unbox that in a sec, and then we'll flip my Mac around to take the back off. Right, so I've just unboxed the RAM, and I will flip my Mac over, and there we go. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, I didn't count that properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we've got 10 screws. I think there's 2 at the back, or maybe 3 at the back that are different lengths, but I'll show you how to organise all that in a second. But yeah, this is the screwdriver you need. It's a Phillips 00 screwdriver, like I said. It's times 20mm, if that means anything to anyone. It's just that one. I don't really know what to say about it, but yeah, it's that one. And now we'll just get into doing this. I'll focus the camera and do all that sort of stuff now so you can see properly. Right, so I apologise for the noise in this part of the video, but I just had to put the ISO up a bit to make it brighter for you to see. So yeah, now I'm just going to do a sped up sped up video of me taking all the screws out of my Mac. Basically, all you have to do is just very gently make sure you don't strip the screws, but yeah, just make sure you're very careful with them. Have a nice, good quality screwdriver if you don't want to ruin your screws on your Mac, or your Mac basically, because you won't be able to get into it if you ruin the screws. And don't lose them, and I'll show you how to not lose them in a second anyway, but yeah, I'm just going to do a sped up video of me doing this now. Right, so now as you can see, I have taken all the screws out of my Mac, and what I've done to conserve all the screws and not to lose them is basically I put them right next to each screw hole, so that when I go back to put it together, I know where the screws go. So there were 3 longer screws, you might not be able to see that, but the longer screws on the back edge of the right back edge of the Mac. And yeah, now we're just going to take the back off, which is relatively easy. Sometimes it can be a bit tough, but you've just sort of got to get your fingers underneath that back bit. It may sound horrible when you take it off, but it's only aluminium and it's not going to do anything to it because of how well these Macs are made. So yeah, there's the back. Obviously you don't need that, just be very careful with it not to bend or anything. And here is the inside of your Mac. So if you haven't ever seen this before, then obviously you've got your 2 fans there, you've got your battery, you've got your RAM, you've got your logic board, I think it's called, you've got your hard drive, and you've got your optical drive. This Mac is baseline, your typical baseline 15-inch model, and yeah, this is what you have to do to install this RAM. So obviously you need to do this whilst your Mac is off, by the way, if you haven't already done that. But yeah, right, so you don't have to. Well, I'm not going to unplug the battery. I would possibly recommend doing this. Actually, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to see how you do it. I guess you just sort of lever it up. And also, before you start touching anything metal inside the case, inside the laptop, just touch the metal part of the case to discharge any static that you may have on you. And also, if you want to make it super sure that you're not going to static anything inside the laptop, then make sure you're on a hard floor and you are wearing an anti-static wristband, but just touching the body of the Mac will do its job well. In fact, no, I'm not going to try and take off the battery thing because it's just making more of a mess of things. But, I mean, I would recommend, if you want to do this all completely safely, to take off that battery thing from the logic board so no power is running through the laptop at the time of installation. But all I'm going to do is now do the RAM part, so hopefully you'll be able to see this. Right, so as you can see, the quality is very, very bad right now, but I've just had to zoom it in and put the ISO up so you can actually see clearly what I'm doing. So if you are going to unplug the battery, there is the little cable to unplug the battery from, so there is where it is. So you just have to unhook that somehow. I'm not too sure how to do it. That is partially why I haven't done it. Can't speak properly today, but yeah. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pry apart these two little bits at the side. There's like two little levers, just pry them apart from each other and you'll see a RAM stick appear. That will just sort of slide up or just sort of lever itself up, and then what you will need to do is make sure you just do it very evenly and you will get the RAM out of its little compartment. So I'm going to place that where the new RAM is currently, and I will do the same with the other one, which is exactly the same. You just do that with the levers. Right, so that is fully raised, so I'm just going to have to put the mic down for this bit because this is the harder stick. Right, so now that stick of RAM is out of the laptop. So, right, now all you have to do is take both of your sticks of RAM. You can see little notches on the gold fingers, as you can call them, and you can see the notch on the RAM itself. So what you will need to do is line that up, sticker side facing up usually. I don't actually... Oh yeah, it has to be sticker side up obviously because that is the side where the notch is. So I'm going to put the bottom one in first, just slide it in very gently. Don't force anything if it feels like it's going to be forced, and yeah, I'm going to put the other one in a second, put the mic down for this. Right, so as you can see there, I have got the RAM installed. It does take a bit of time and getting the angles right, and then you basically just have to click the RAM down in its place. You'll hear some clicks, and yeah, there is how you install the RAM. So, like I said, if you want to make it incredibly safe, then unplug the battery first and discharge your staticness on the edge of the case there by touching the little, by touching the case. And then just make sure you don't touch too many of the things inside or on the logic board, and then you should be fine. So now I'll just put the case back on, and we'll have a look at what's happened, or what is going to happen when I boot the Mac up. Hopefully nothing will explode. Right, so I know this video has gone a bit dark again now, but just makes it look slightly nicer quality. So yeah. So you've got to put the case back on, the top back on like that, because that's where the fan is, obviously. And I'll just put the mic down again to do this quickly in the fast forward thing. So then obviously you take the screws that are next to the screw holes if you've done what I've done, and you basically just screw them nicely into the hole, not too tight obviously, because you will strip the heads and you will make them so you can't even get them out again, ever. So yeah. Hopefully this will boot it when I boot it up, and I'll just fast forward this bit now. Right, so I've got the screws back in the case, all nice and level and flush and all of that sort of stuff. I think I just heard a bit of a click. You may find that the case rattles around a little and you just want to... Wait, no it doesn't, and that's fine. Right, now I will just try and boot up the Mac. Obviously if it doesn't boot, then that means that the RAM installation hasn't gone right, but let's just try and boot it. So I heard the bong noise, bong sound thing. I'll just zoom out the camera. So in a second I'll just show you the About This Mac little menu that you get on Macs, and I'll show you that it says that that 8GB of RAM has been installed. And here is the old RAM whilst we're waiting, because this Mac takes a long time to boot. Now this is blue RAM that came in the Mac, which is weird. It's Hynix Hynix 2GB sticks, and I just put 4GB sticks in there if I didn't already say, of Crucial RAM. I would definitely recommend keeping these old sticks of RAM just in case anything does go wrong, or if you need any spare DDR3 MacBook RAM. It is pretty simple doing this. Apple do actually have their own installation guide, like on their website, but they do recommend buying that. Obviously, they're really, really expensive, £300 RAM, instead of the £60 RAM that other companies do. So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend buying their RAM, as it costs way more than it should. But yeah, as you can see there, it has booted. It's loaded my wallpaper, which is a Battlefield 3 wallpaper, if you want to know. It is a really, really cool wallpaper. It's actually 4K, but obviously this screen isn't 4K. And now I will have a little look at what it's going to say I have installed. So if I go to the little About This Mac menu, I do really need to install an SSD in this Mac at some point, and I possibly will. But I haven't got enough money to buy the amount of storage I want in SSD at the moment, because obviously a 1TB SSD that I would like is going to be around £400. So, at the moment... Right, so at the moment, basically I've installed the RAM slightly wrong, as it is saying that I've only got one slot full with 4GB. But all you will have to do is go back and just make sure that all the memory is slotted in properly. And yeah, you can see there that there's 4GB installed, so the other one would be 4GB and it would equal 8. And yeah, the only thing that I would have done wrong, just in case you're scared now you've seen this tutorial and it's gone wrong, is that I basically haven't got it in the slot properly. So I'm just going to go back, undo all the screws, which is incredibly annoying, but you know, it's what you've got to do. And I've just got to have a little look at what is wrong with one of the sticks. Right, so I've just corrected the installation of the RAM, because obviously it only registered one stick of it. There's the old RAM there, as you can see, and I'm just booting it up for the second time. And basically, I know which stick it was. It was the bottom stick. It was just not pressed in fully. So when you are doing this, if you want to save the time of having to undo the case all over again and screw it all back up again, then just make sure the sticks are in fully and nice and firmly, and then make sure that they all make a click when they are pushed down again. But as you can see here, it is booted up again, perfectly fine. Hopefully it's going to register both sticks now. Let's just have a little look. So yeah, like I said, if you didn't see earlier, there are the old sticks of RAM. They're blue Hynix in mine. I guess Apple keep the same type of RAM in all Macs, but I don't know. Right, so yeah, it's obvious that it's registered both sticks here, because usually on my RAM thing, oh, you might not be able to see, it's too bright. Alright, so you can see there it says a little 5.54GB. Usually it says that I've got, that is how much RAM you have left in your system. So that's just when it boots up, so that's already lost about 4 gigs. And usually that says about 1.2GB of RAM I have left, and now I have 5, so my computer should be lovely and lag-free. So now I'll just have a look in here about this Mac. This is noticeably quick. Right, and you can see here there's 8GB of 1600 megahertz DDR3 RAM. So if I click on more info, you'll be able to see that both RAM slots are full. And again, here's that wallpaper that I was talking about. It's a Battlefield 3 wallpaper. It's 4K if you have a 4K display that you want to use it on. So yeah, you can see there. 8GB of 1600 megahertz DDR3 RAM, and then a memory. You can see that both RAM slots are taken up. So this is relatively easy, this is. And I will put all the links to where you can buy all those really cool, nice screwdriver sets in there. The one thing I will say with these Lindy screwdriver sets, I've just noticed, is that they're not magnetic. So if you want a magnetic one for ease of taking screws out, then I would recommend just finding one that is magnetic. But they are really, really good quality screwdrivers. I got a Torx one as well. I ordered a Torx screwdriver set with that one. And yeah, like I said, they were about £5 in the UK on Amazon, and the RAM itself was about 66, and it's Crucial 8GB of RAM, 4GB each on each stick. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If I haven't already said this, and I hope it works for you, and I hope your Mac gets fast. And yeah, also if you're into PC sort of stuff and you've got this far in the video, which I doubt you have because Macs are not a PC type of person's thing, but I'm building my own custom gaming PC. In that box right there is the motherboard and the CPU. The case should be coming in around a month, and after that I'll just buy the power supply, hard drive and an SSD, and then obviously the OS and all that sort of stuff, and I will be building a gaming PC and I'll do a series on that. So if you would like to see that, please subscribe. And also for other videos like this one, please subscribe and like and rate, and liking and rating is the same thing, but oh well. Rate and comment and like the Facebook page, and like I keep saying, look at the description link things to all these cool stuff that you need. All of these cool things you need to be able to do this installation. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Comment if it doesn't work for you and I'll try and solve some problems. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.